Hello, dear children. Today we're going to learn a new poem called Daybreak, written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who was born in 1807. And before he died in 1882, he had became a national literary figure. He has done a lot of famous works like Voice of the Night, Evangeline, and the Song of Hiawatha. The poem Daybreak is taken from Birds of Passage, which is a collection of his poem. Now let's see why this poem is called Daybreak and what is the meaning of daybreak. This word means the beginning of the day, early in the morning, right? So when the day has just begun, that is the time called the daybreak. Now, why do you think the poem must have named this poem Daybreak? Well, title of the poem suggests that it is the beginning of something, right? It suggests the pointing out on a certain object. Right here, it is said the day, it has been the day has been set as a prominent figure, which is signifying our own lives. Okay, and the work that we do is like the way how you take life and with what zeal and zest what with what enthusiasm do you live your life. This is the poem all about. So let's look at the structure of the poem. Here if you see, the poem has couplets, all right, instead of stanzas. Stanzas usually have 4 lines, but these are couplets, so we will only look at the 2 lines. And if you see them, you'll see that they're rhyming. The first 2 lines will rhyme, so every 2 lines will be rhyming with each other. So see me, on, gone, away, day, like that. So the rhyming scheme of the poem will be A B B. Let's write this down. So the rhyming scheme will be A B B C C D D. Right? See me, cried, on, gone, away, and day. Now let's look at the first 2 couplets of the poem. A wind came up out of the sea and said, "Oh, mists, make room for me." So the wind has been treated, it has been personified here. So the wind is talking and he is commanding the mists to make room for me, means he's asking, the wind is asking the mists to get away, to go away and let him come in. The wind, let the wind come in. It hailed the ships and cried, it hailed the ships and cried, "Sail on, ye mariners, the night is gone." And the wind here is now, after asking the mist to go away, the wind is now commanding the ships to move. Okay, he is telling the mariners, whoever is in control of the ship, he is waking them up, shaking them up, and saying that the night is gone and now you should move. And so here you can see that the in our, you can signify the wind as our lives. Okay, our lives are also, we should also treat our life like that. We should be enthusiastic, active. So as soon as we know that we have come, we have got this life, so it could be treated as the daybreak. And we should be enthusiastic, active, and we should work with zeal and zest, and we should always keep moving towards our aim and goal in life, right? Okay, let's move on to the next line, next couplet. And hurried landward far away, crying, "Awake, it is the day." So the wind here is moving and calling out, shaking out everyone and saying in the ship that you should wake up, now the night is over and you should get to work. It hurries landward far away. So during the daytime, we know the wind flows from the land to sea, and at night it blows from sea to land. So it is now asking everyone to look towards the land and blow. It said unto the forest, "Shout, hang all your leaf banners out." So please remember the it in this whole poem signifies the wind. Okay, now the wind is asking And it is shouting out to the forest which is on the land, and it is saying that all the leaves and all the twigs and all the banners in the forest, he is commanding to, it is asking the forest leaves and the twigs to move, right? Move and along with the wind. So when the wind is coming, they flicker, and then they start shaking. So he is asking all of them to generally flow. They just fall from the leaves. The ones which are dry would fall, and the ones which are strong, they will just stick to it. So by these lines, the poet says that it blows over the distant lands and it calls the forest to unfold the leaves or the branches or the twigs, and then he asks them to be free. Okay. The wind also suggests, the poet is also saying that the wind is asking the forest leaves and the twigs to not be worried in the mood and enjoy whatever is coming their way, enjoy the day with full love, uh, uh, enjoy the day, whatever is their fate, just take it, but live your life fully. So in our lives also, when we get a life, the poet is suggesting, just like the wind is free and it keeps moving from one place to another, in the same way he's asking us also to behave in the same way, and we should treat our lives, and keep doing things whatever comes way, keep doing our work with complete zeal and zest, and then keep moving on. So the next paragraph is, the next sentence is, it touched the wood bird's folded wing and said, "O bird, awake and sing." So so it says that good happens with the brave people, with the ones who have a good heart or a brave heart. It can flow in your way if you wish, if you are content, and if you have a vision. So whenever you have a vision or an aim in life, just go ahead and grab it and experience your life with full passion. So remaining sad or gloomy is not an answer to how you should live your life. It tells, the wind tells the wood birds to wake up and start singing. So the birds which are there in the forest, who shakes them up, who wakes them up? The wind, right? And their song, when they start singing, they will announce the beginning of the day. Only when these birds make the sound, we the creatures around them would come to know it's an alarm, and it's an alarm to it's time to welcome the morning. It also prompts the domestic roosters to start their day, right? And over the farms, oh chanticleer, your clarion blow, the day is near. So here he's mentioning about the domestic hen or the rooster, the name of the rooster in the old European tale of Renard the fox. All right, all right. So let's move on to the next line now. It whispered to the fields of corn, "Bow down and hail the coming morn." So the wind is again commanding everyone to, it whispered softly. It says softly to the fields of corn. So usually corn in India, if we say, we can say rice and wheat are the main crops. But since the poet is American and corn is one of the most common crop grown over there. So he's taking the example of corn and he's saying, it whispered, the wind whispered to the fields of corn, "Bow down and hail the coming morn." So he's commanding the fields of corn to bow down. Okay, low, bow low, and then welcome the morning which is arrived. It shouted, it shouted through the belfry tower. It shouted through the belfry tower, "Awake, O bell, proclaim the hour." With a full determination voice, the poet again explores here in the second last stanza, that the high time of consideration is here. Okay, high time when you should be enjoying your life, when you should know the goal of your life is just here. So, what is a belfry tower? The belfry tower is a church tower, or it's a very long structure made with a very big bell in it. So the church people usually rings the belfry tower just before the day breaks or just before it is about to morning, to remind people that it's morning time now. Get set and remember God's name, and do your own work. Awake, O bell, proclaim the hour. So the words proclaim the hour is simply showing, it has been used to show the high time, that this is high time when you wake up, and it shifts to the merry journey of the wind. Okay, and it makes the cornfields bow to the morning. It makes the church bell ring, thus making it announce the arrival of the hour. This is the hour when you have to get up, shake up. Yeah, and this is early morning time. This is the best time when you can be enthusiastic and live life. It crossed the churchyard with a sigh and said, "Not yet," in quite loud. Actual meaning of life, or the actual purpose of life, and the ultimate glory is in this last couple. In this whole poem, you can see the most meaning hidden in these two lines, where it is said that the wind arrives at the graveyard of the church. So graveyard is a place basically which is, it's not the graveyard, you can't call it a go. The churchyard is actually a place just in uh, front of the church, where the dead lie, right? So the dead people are buried there, and it signs sadly for the dead. And he is telling that for those who are dead already, who have no meaning in their life or no objective of life, of course. So he softly tells them to sleep on, and he asks them to continue sleeping because the judgment day has not come yet. So he is allowing them to sleep. So only those people who are dead, so those people who do not live life with full enthusiasm, and those who do not have an objective of their lives, he's asking them to just lie down like a dead man. If you do not have a goal in your life, if you do not have passion for living, you are as good as dead. And he's asking them to lie down. So if you do not have a aim or objective in life to live on, just lie dead and wait for the judgment day. So judgment day is basically the day when God asks you, what did you do in your life, right? So those who are not doing anything in their lives and just wailing away their time, the poet suggests, advises them to lie and then lie down and then just wait till the judgment day comes. So it's always a good idea that you live your life with full enthusiasm, motivate yourself to do whatever is your passion, find your passion, and aim to achieve it, right? Rather than a person who wails away his time without any passion or objective. So he is as good as a dead person, and he can lie in his graveyard till the judgment day comes. So that's the end of the poem. This is what the poem is about. Um, so I have told you about the rhyming scheme. Other than that, I think the in a nutshell, one can pen it all with some positive feelings, and w- this poem is about what human beings should do in life, and the poet has made this point very clear in this poem. And the central idea of the poem is to urge everyone, human being, to keep in mind the flow of the wind and how the wind works, and the poet applies a breezy style to the poem. um, right? The poem also successfully tells us tells us about the mood and atmosphere of the earth at the daybreak when the mist is there. So he's talked about mists, he's talked about the roosters, he's talked about the forest, how the leaves unfurl and all. So he has described the morning very beautifully. Please ask any questions or any comments if you have, and put them in the comment box. If you want any explanation of any grammar topic, or explanation of any other literature or grammar topic, feel free to ask it in the comment box. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.